The 16th season of Gold Rush opens with chaos from the very first moments, showing just how unforgiving the Yukon can be. Right away, a massive haul truck is sliding dangerously close to a 200-foot drop, trapping the driver inside. The tension is almost unbearable as the crew scrambles to prevent disaster. This opening sequence sets the tone for the entire season: high stakes, high pressure, and no room for error. Gold prices are soaring to record highs, reaching levels around $3,500 an ounce, which adds immense pressure on the crews to mine faster and more efficiently. While money is a huge motivator, the reality of working in the Yukon remains harsh. No amount of gold in the ground can matter if the equipment is destroyed, or worse, if someone is injured. The Beets family, led by Tony Beets, learns this lesson immediately when Graham, one of the operators, nearly becomes a victim of the steep, icy terrain. Graham was inside a brand new $750,000 haul truck when it lost traction and tipped dangerously. The entire crew rushed to stabilize the situation, using an excavator to hold the truck in place while breaking the window to pull Graham to safety. Glass shattered, metal groaned, and every heartbeat seemed to echo the danger that loomed over the cliff's edge. Despite the seriousness of the incident, Tony Beets remained calm. His focus is always on the people first, knowing that machinery can be replaced, but human life cannot. The near miss was a sharp reminder of how quickly things can go wrong in the Yukon, but also a testament to the professionalism and quick thinking of the team. Even with the crash, Tony's crew continued to impress. While some crews are still thawing out wash plants and breaking ice, the Beets family was already stacking gold at Indian River. Their efficiency and planning allowed them to recover over $417,000 in gold in a single cleanup, which, at the current gold prices, is roughly $1.5 million. This staggering figure demonstrates why the Beets family continues to dominate the Yukon. Tony has set his sights on mining 6,500 ounces this season, an ambitious goal that would translate to around $22 million. To achieve this, every ounce counts, and the pace at which his team is working is relentless. Tony's focus on maximizing output while maintaining safety highlights the contrast between experience and ambition. Even when the terrain challenges them, and even when accidents happen, the crew pushes forward with determination, knowing that high rewards require calculated risk. Meanwhile, Parker Schnabel begins his 16th season with a clear objective: 10,000 ounces of gold. At 31 years old, Parker has grown from a young operator learning the ropes into a gold mining mogul. His approach to the season is methodical and ruthless. To reach his goals, Parker must assemble the best team in the Yukon, and he is willing to make bold moves to secure top talent. Early in the season, Parker poaches a critical operator, Brennan Rua, from Kevin Beets' crew. This move shocks Kevin, who relies on Brennan's expertise to run his machines efficiently. Brennan had previously worked for Parker, and while the two had a falling out, Parker's offer was too good to refuse. Brennan's decision to join Parker demonstrates how gold and ambition can outweigh loyalty, creating new dynamics and rivalries among the crews. Parker's strategic approach to team building shows he is not only focused on gold, but also on positioning himself as the most dominant operator in the region. The opening episode also highlights the challenges of working in the harsh Yukon environment. At Dominion Creek, Parker's newly expanded operation faces unexpected obstacles. The ground is encased in 3 feet of solid ice, a remnant of the brutal winter. This frozen layer prevents the team from moving dirt and running it through the wash plant, slowing down production significantly. Compounding the problem, equipment begins to fail immediately. The pre-wash conveyor, essential for efficient operations, breaks down, forcing Parker's team to work under pressure to prevent delays. Despite these challenges, Parker pushes his crew to continue running the wash plant while draining the wet dirt. This decision leads to tension, particularly with Mitch Blash, Parker's right-hand man, who prefers a slower, safer approach to mining. The friction between Parker's aggressive style and Mitch's careful strategy demonstrates the fine line crews must walk between speed and safety. While Parker battles ice and mechanical failures, Kevin Beets struggles with bureaucracy and licensing issues. Kevin's claim at Duncan Creek, which could contain over $1 million worth of gold, remains inaccessible due to environmental licensing delays. Without a water license, Kevin cannot wash dirt, leaving him forced to mine at a backup location, Scribner Creek. This situation limits his productivity and forces him to find ways to maintain cash flow while waiting for approval. Losing Brennan to Parker adds another layer of difficulty, weakening Kevin's operational strength and creating more pressure to perform with limited resources. Despite these setbacks, Kevin manages to recover about 57 ounces in his first cleanup, roughly $200,000. While this is enough to keep operations going, it is far from the record-breaking numbers of the more successful crews like Tony Beets and Parker Schnabel. Kevin's story emphasizes that in the Yukon, even the smallest administrative delay can have huge consequences on productivity and profitability. Rick Ness faces a similar situation to Kevin. His hopes for a successful season depend on Duncan Creek, but licensing issues and environmental restrictions prevent him from starting operations. With heavy machinery ready and a full crew available, Rick is forced to wait while the bureaucratic process slows down his progress. Even with experience and motivation, the challenges of regulations, paperwork, and timing create obstacles that cannot be bypassed. Rick's struggles highlight a critical reality of modern mining. Success is not determined solely by skill or ambition, but also by navigating the legal and regulatory landscape. Back at Tony Beets' site, despite early chaos, the family continues to dominate. Their ability to overcome near disasters, navigate challenging terrain, and maintain high output sets them apart. Tony's calm leadership, Mike's operational efficiency, and the crew's experience result in record-breaking performance from the very start. Their early success establishes a benchmark that other crews must match, creating an ongoing tension and competitive edge that drives the season's narrative. The contrast between the experienced, high-performing teams and those struggling with obstacles underscores the stakes of Yukon gold mining. Each crew's success or failure directly impacts their financial outcomes, reputation, and long-term viability. Parker Schnabel's strategic moves also create tension in the competitive landscape. By acquiring Brennan Rua, Parker not only strengthens his own team, but also destabilizes Kevin Beets' operations. This action demonstrates Parker's business acumen and willingness to make bold decisions even when they create interpersonal conflict. Parker's goal of 10,000 ounces is aggressive, but his calculated risk-taking shows a clear understanding of the payoff that comes with hiring skilled operators, maintaining operational efficiency, and managing multiple mining sites simultaneously. The opening episode reveals Parker's focus on maximizing production, while handling environmental, logistical, and team-based challenges. The first week of operations at Dominion Creek presents numerous technical challenges. The frozen ground slows excavation, broken machinery hampers progress, and managing water drainage becomes a pressing concern. Parker's team must constantly adapt to the changing conditions to maintain productivity. Meanwhile, Mitch's careful, methodical approach sometimes clashes with Parker's demand for speed. The tension created by these differing philosophies highlights the balance between patience and urgency, a recurring theme throughout the season. Crew members must remain flexible and efficient, knowing that one mistake can be costly in terms of time and gold. While Parker Schnabel's Dominion Creek site struggles against frozen ground and equipment malfunctions, his determination never wavers. Every decision he makes is calculated to maximize efficiency and gold recovery. Parker is acutely aware that time is his biggest enemy. The ice covering the rich claim is not just a physical barrier, it's a ticking clock. If he cannot melt and process the frozen ground quickly, the valuable gold could remain locked beneath the surface for weeks or even months. Parker knows that gold is not patient, and in the Yukon, every hour of downtime costs money. The first cleanup of the season, despite the harsh conditions, yields around 126 ounces, worth roughly $440,000. In most parts of the world, this would be an incredible haul. Yet for Parker, it is only a small step toward his massive 10,000-ounce goal. The pressure to perform consistently is immense, and he must manage not only the machinery, but also the team dynamics, which are delicate after the addition of Brennan Rua. Brennan's return to Parker's team shakes the Yukon mining community. His decision to leave Kevin Beets and join Parker is more than just a personnel change. It's a strategic masterstroke that shifts power. Kevin is left scrambling to fill the gap, realizing that finding a skilled operator like Brennan on short notice is near impossible. Brennan's knowledge of the machines, the terrain, and the subtle techniques of moving gold efficiently gives Parker an edge that few others can match. While Kevin struggles with setbacks and paperwork delays, Parker gains both skill and momentum. The move also sends a message to other operators in the Yukon. Parker is aggressive, resourceful, and willing to do whatever it takes to achieve dominance. At the same time, Tony Beets' Paradise Hill operation continues to thrive, even in the face of challenges. The near accident with Graham and the haul truck could have been a major setback, but the crew quickly rebounds. Tony's calm leadership under pressure ensures that the team remains focused and efficient. Safety is always a priority, but the crew knows that time equals gold, and every decision must balance risk with reward. Over the first cleanup, they recover more than $417,000 in gold, proving that their system is both effective and resilient. Tony's son, Mike Beets, plays a critical role in managing the on-ground operations. He supervises machinery, coordinates the crew, and ensures that every piece of equipment functions correctly, demonstrating that the Beets family is as much about teamwork as it is about leadership. The contrast between Tony's well-oiled machine and Kevin's struggles highlights a recurring theme in Gold Rush. Experience matters. Tony has been mining the Yukon for decades. He understands the terrain, the weather, and the behavior of men and machines under extreme conditions. Kevin, in his second year as an independent boss, is still learning to navigate both the natural and bureaucratic challenges. The delays with his water license at Duncan Creek prevent him from accessing potentially lucrative ground, forcing him to mine at a backup site with lower potential. These obstacles limit his output, and even with a hardworking crew, Kevin can only recover about 57 ounces during his first cleanup. While this keeps operations running, it is far from the record-setting numbers of Tony or Parker, creating a gap in both performance and morale. Rick Ness faces a similar challenge. His hopes of recovering substantial gold at Duncan Creek are also stalled by licensing delays, leaving his team with limited options. Even with all the equipment and manpower ready, bureaucracy becomes a formidable enemy. Rick's situation highlights a critical reality of modern mining. The environment is not the only challenge. Legal and regulatory hurdles can stop even the most prepared miners in their tracks. Both Kevin and Rick must find ways to adapt while waiting for approval, emphasizing the strategic side of gold mining in the Yukon. Success is determined not only by skill and effort, but also by the ability to navigate administrative obstacles. Parker Schnabel's Dominion Creek operation exemplifies the scale and ambition of modern mining. Unlike smaller operations, Parker is managing multiple wash plants simultaneously. This expansion requires precise coordination and constant oversight. Every hour of downtime translates into lost potential gold, which could cost millions. Despite the ice, wet ground, and equipment breakdowns, Parker's team manages to run a cleanup, proving that even under pressure, they can adapt and deliver results. Yet the slow start reminds viewers that no matter how well prepared an operation may be, nature can always intervene. Parker's challenge is to overcome both environmental and operational obstacles while maintaining speed and efficiency. Meanwhile, the rivalry between Parker and Kevin intensifies. Parker's acquisition of Brennan Rua not only strengthens his team, but also weakens Kevin's operation. Kevin's scramble to find replacement operators highlights the importance of human capital in gold mining. Skilled operators like Brennan are worth their weight in gold because they understand the delicate balance between machinery, terrain, and technique. Losing a key team member can mean the difference between success and failure. For Kevin, this move by Parker is a wake-up call, showing that even small decisions by competitors can have massive consequences. The harsh environment continues to play a major role in shaping the season. Frozen ground, icy conditions, and steep terrain create constant challenges for every crew. Parker's pre-wash conveyor breaks down before it is fully operational, adding another layer of difficulty.
Mitch Blash, responsible for keeping the machinery running, must work under pressure to repair and maintain equipment while balancing Parker's demand for immediate production. The clash between careful methodology and aggressive strategy creates tension and drama, showing the audience the high stakes of mining in the Yukon. Every decision has consequences, and patience must be balanced against urgency. Tony Beats's Paradise Hill crew, on the other hand, operates like a well-oiled machine. Despite the near disaster with Graham's haul truck, the team recovers quickly. Tony's calm and measured leadership ensures that accidents do not derail operations. The crew's efficiency allows them to continue mining high-grade gold, achieving significant outputs early in the season. The Beats family demonstrates that experience, preparation, and teamwork can overcome even the most dangerous and unpredictable conditions. Their performance sets a high bar for other crews, creating a competitive environment where mistakes are costly and excellence is rewarded. Kevin Beats's struggles, in contrast, emphasize the challenges faced by less experienced miners. Waiting for licensing approval, losing a key operator, and dealing with backup claims limit his production. Even with hard work and dedication, Kevin can only recover a modest amount of gold in the early stages of the season. This highlights the importance of preparation, timing, and access to quality ground. In the Yukon, success is not guaranteed, and even the smallest delays or setbacks can have major financial consequences.
Demonstrate his ambition and business acumen. Yet the challenges of ice, broken machinery, and wet ground remind viewers that even the most prepared teams must constantly adapt. Every decision Parker makes carries risk, and the margin for error is slim. As the season progresses, Parker Schnabel's Dominion Creek site continues to face the brutal reality of Yukon mining. Frozen ground and ice caps slow progress, forcing the crew to adapt constantly. Parker's 10,000-ounce goal feels increasingly ambitious as he battles nature, equipment, and time. Each hour that the ground remains frozen is an hour lost, and with gold prices hovering around $3,500 per ounce, every delay represents tens of thousands of dollars in potential revenue. The pressure is immense, but Parker's mindset is clear. Speed, efficiency, and precision are non-negotiable. He knows that in the Yukon, opportunities are fleeting, and any hesitation can give competitors a significant advantage. Meanwhile, Tony Beats's Paradise Hill operation remains a model of efficiency. Despite the early scare with Graham's haul truck, the team is firing on all cylinders. The early cleanup yielded over $417,000 worth of gold, and the crew continues to strip new land aggressively. Mike Beats supervises the ground operations, coordinating machinery and personnel with precision. Tony's calm leadership ensures that even high-pressure situations are handled methodically, proving why Paradise Hill continues to dominate. Every scoop, every pan, every careful maneuver contributes to an ever-growing total that reinforces the Beats family as the royalty of the Yukon. Their early success sets the stage for the season, establishing a benchmark that Parker and others must strive to exceed. Back at Dominion Creek, Parker is feeling the strain of managing multiple wash plants and a growing team. Each plant must operate efficiently to feed gold into the system, and every breakdown threatens to derail the operation. The pre-wash conveyor issue, coupled with the icy ground, creates a challenging environment for his crew. Mitch Blash, as Parker's right-hand man, is tasked with ensuring the plants remain operational while also managing wet, sloppy dirt that clogs machinery. The tension between Parker's desire for immediate gold production and Mitch's careful approach creates a dynamic that tests both leadership and patience. Despite the obstacles, the team eventually manages to process enough material to recover 126 ounces during their first cleanup, providing a small but important victory. Kevin Beats is feeling the weight of his own challenges. As an independent boss in his second year, he is attempting to carve out his own success in the shadow of his father's dominant operation. Unfortunately, Kevin is plagued by bureaucratic hurdles that prevent him from accessing his prime claims. The Duncan Creek site, with its potential for over $1 million in gold, remains inaccessible due to pending water licensing approvals. This forces Kevin to work at a backup site, Scribner Creek, where output is lower and opportunities are limited. His first cleanup at Scribner Creek yields about 57 ounces, rough $200,000. While this keeps the operation afloat, it's far from the record-breaking numbers his father or Parker are producing. The contrast between Tony's dominance and Kevin's struggle underscores the harsh realities of gold mining. Success is determined not just by effort, but also by timing, access, and strategic decisions. Rick Ness is facing similar frustrations. His hopes of capitalizing on Duncan Creek are also delayed by licensing issues, leaving his crew with limited options. Rick's experience and expertise are significant, but even a seasoned miner cannot overcome bureaucratic delays. The Yukon's strict environmental regulations, while necessary, become a formidable challenge for crews eager to maximize production. Rick's situation illustrates a crucial lesson. Gold mining is not solely about digging. It's a complex balance of manpower, machinery, environmental compliance, and strategic planning. While Tony and Parker make headlines with their early successes, Rick and Kevin are reminded that patience and perseverance are just as critical to survival. Parker's bold move to hire Brennan Rua further amplifies the competitive tension. Brennan's knowledge of Yukon terrain and machinery makes him an invaluable asset. For Kevin, losing Brennan is a significant setback. Brennan's experience allows Parker to operate more efficiently, troubleshoot equipment issues, and manage multiple wash plants simultaneously. Kevin, now down a key operator, must scramble to fill the gap while maintaining morale and productivity. This strategic poaching highlights Parker's aggressive approach. He is willing to disrupt competitors' operations to strengthen his own. The Yukon mining environment is unforgiving, and such moves can have ripple effects across the region, creating drama both on and off the screen. The physical challenges of mining in the Yukon continue to test all crews. At Dominion Creek, the frozen ground acts as a natural barrier. Even with heavy machinery, Parker's team struggles to break through the thick ice that caps the gold-rich soil. Pre-wash conveyors and other equipment often malfunction in such conditions, creating delays that could cost thousands of dollars per hour. Despite these setbacks, Parker remains relentless. Every problem is approached with a solution-focused mindset. Temporary setbacks are seen not as failures, but as obstacles to overcome. This resilience is what separates successful operations from those that falter under pressure. Meanwhile, Tony Beats's team continues to demonstrate the value of preparation and experience. Even after the near-truck accident, the crew remains focused, moving forward with methodical precision. The recovery of over $417,000 in gold early in the season sets a standard that other miners aspire to reach. Tony's calm and experienced approach allows his crew to perform at a high level without unnecessary stress. Safety is prioritized, but speed and efficiency remain central to the operation's success. This combination of preparation, skill, and leadership is what makes Paradise Hill a benchmark for the Yukon mining community. Kevin's ongoing struggles highlight the volatility of independent mining operations. Access to quality claims, licensing approvals, and skilled operators are all critical factors. While Tony and Parker benefit from well-established systems and experienced crews, Kevin is forced to navigate a complex mix of bureaucracy and resource limitations. His first cleanup, while modest, keeps operations viable but emphasizes the uphill battle he faces to compete with larger, more experienced operations. Every decision, every delay, and every missing operator has a measurable impact on his bottom line, reminding viewers that gold mining is as much a strategic game as it is a physical endeavor. At Dominion Creek, Parker's team begins to adapt to the harsh environment. They experiment with thawing techniques,
adjusting machinery settings, and sequencing work to maximize output. Mitch Blash, experienced and methodical, ensures that operations remain functional despite constant obstacles. Parker's aggressive timelines create tension, but the crew rises to the challenge. Their first cleanup of 126 ounces is a promising start, but Parker knows that consistency is key. The Yukon is unpredictable, and even the best-laid plans can be derailed by weather, machinery, or human error. Parker's ability to balance risk and reward is a defining characteristic of his leadership and a key factor in his potential to break records this season.
Leadership, planning, and teamwork in achieving extraordinary results. Kevin Beets continues to fight for survival in the shadow of his father's dominance. Limited access to Duncan Creek forces him to make the most of backup claims while navigating bureaucratic challenges. Despite the setbacks, Kevin manages to recover 57 ounces in his first cleanup,